on page 106 on top, Chanut Chadashah. And again, with the case of the adjectives, don't forget that the adjective will modify, that is to say, will agree with the noun that it modifies. So if the noun is singular, your adjective is singular. If the noun is in plural, the adjective is in plural. But more important, the adjective will reveal the gender of the noun. Normally, you can recognize the gender by the noun itself. Sipur, for example, does not have the characteristic endings of a feminine plural nor of a feminine singular, meaning the kamatse, the shurtav, the kirkyotav, and so you conclude it's probably masculine singular. And the adjective tells you that. If Sipur were feminine, there would be Sipur tova. That's how it works. The word Hanut, on the other hand, has a shuruk tav ending.
What page are we on? I'm sorry.
Page 106 on top.
Oh, okay.
I'm reading again those examples. And the word Hanut, let's assume you don't know whether it's male or female, singular or plural, does not have the marker of the plural, which is an ot ending, the vav with a cholam. But then again, this is Hebrew without vowels, so how can you tell whether that vav has an u sound to it, the shuruk, or whether it's a cholam with a dot on top of it? That's where familiarity with the word, when it's vocalized, is picked up by you in an earlier lesson. But having said that, the word itself is feminine because the ending is shuruk tav. And then that's why you have chadasha, you don't have chadash. Then with sipurim tovim, the plural chiruk yud mem makes that word sipur plural. And then that word chanut, notice the plural is chanuyot. That ut ending becomes yot. Chanuyot. Chanuyot is the plural of an ut ending word. Anyway, at least with the word chanut. Okay, having said all of that, my only objection to what's happening when you read unvocalized Hebrew is that word sipurim. When you write sipurim with vocalization, again, keep in mind, this is how you write it. It's a short chiruk closed by a dagesh chazak. When you write the word sipurim without vowels, what Israeli Hebrew does is put a yud there to create the e sound, and then you continue to write the words without vowels. That's how you write unvocalized Hebrew. What Edna Coffin does not do is get rid of that yud when she vocalizes that word. And there are places where she does vocalize sipurim. She leaves the yud in there. She puts the dagesh in the pay and continues to vocalize. She knows better than that, but for some reason they did not drop the yud from the unvocalized Hebrew. So sipurim vocalized does not have a long chiruk closed by dagesh chazak. It's a dagesh chazak closing the short chiruk. Okay, we did that. We also had all kinds of words derived with a samak peresh, everything from counting, number, story, book, etc., etc. All right, I'm now looking at the exercises, and we're going to try to have you guys read a little bit. And I look at the example, Misrad Jafeh. Okay, Baruch, why don't you read across? Pick up on page 106, exercise 3. The target is 3A, I guess I1. Go ahead.
Okay. Gargamel Moad Yafeh Talmudim
Are we writing? Are we reading? Okay, the word moreh. What you have here is a teacher saying the word, then the Talmud repeats it. And don't worry about the moreh and the Talmud. Just read the fill-ins. So the moreh for the dugma, for the example, cites the phrase what?
Talmudim Ratzaniyim.
No. Read the one on the right side first.
Oh, the one, oh, okay. So where we?
All right.
106.
All right. Well, apparently, I have both of you confused right now. Look at page 106. Look at the repetition drill.
Yeah.
Look at the example that has the word dugma. Dugma means example. And the example has a reading by the teacher and by the student. The teacher reads that first line. I'm not going to play the role now. I want my student to play the role. Read the first line.
Okay. משועד יפה, תלמידים וצעירים.
Okay, let's make both corrections. That first word is misrad. Misrad. If the word is not known to you, get it down. Somehow that word was probably introduced. She would not use words unless she showed them already. The word misrad. Misrad. Notice how it is spelled. Misrad. It's spelled with a sin, not with a samech.
משרד. יפה או יפה?
Just 1 minute. I'm not finished with this word yet. Okay, I want to add some additional information. Every noun for our purposes that you see in Hebrew has 3 different states. I'm not talking about singular and plural. The noun as given has the absolute state. Misrad means office or an office. Has the definite state of the noun where you add the definite article. Make sure you have your list or your chart of the pointings of the definite article hey. So the hey is normally pointed with a patah. The first letter of the word that follows has a dagesh chazak in it, and the word is hamisrad, the office. And then there's a third state called the construct, the smichut. In the case of the word, there's a letter missing here. In the case of a word that ends with a kamatz, and then the next letter, there's a tendency of the smichut, the construct, to be misrad, spelled with a patach. That kamatz reduces to a patach. And that's very confusing. Misrad with a patach and misrad with a kamatz both sound the same. But when you see that word misrad with a patach, it depends on the word that follows, the office of something. Misrada professor, for example. If I want to say the professor's office, I'll have the possessor, the owner, a professor. Vocalizing it for you, professor. Yeah, a professor. So the office of misrad with a patach. If I spell misrad with a kamatz, it means office. It means a office. It doesn't mean office of. Okay, Baruch, I think you had a question, or is that sufficient? All right, we're looking at page 108.
יפה או יפה?
Okay, yeah, that was your question. Well, you tell me, if you see the word misrad, does it look masculine or feminine?
I don't know, masculine.
All right, a feminine word again ends with kamatz hey. This word ends with kamatz dalet. A feminine word has the last syllable shuruk tav. I don't see that here. Has the last syllable chirik yud tav. I don't see that here. I conclude that the word is masculine, singular. The plural markers of the cholam tav and the chirik yud mem are not found with this word. So that's how you conclude it's a singular masculine word. And if that's so, then your adjectives are found on page 105, and the very first adjective used is yafeh, yafa, yafim, yafot. And so for misrad, the modifier is not yafa, but yafeh, misrad yafeh. Okay, we'll get there. Uriah, you have a question?
Yeah, I see the your file, but that's what you're talking about. A beautiful house, beautiful office.
Misrad yafeh is a beautiful office, right?
Okay.
Or a nice office. That word yafeh has multiple meanings for Mrs. Coffin. She has the word nice, she has the word handsome, she has the word beautiful. So you might want to say a handsome office, a beautiful office, a nice office. Well, think of yourself. You walk into the professor's office, it looks like a trash heap. And your soul said that to me. But if everything is set up so neatly, well, your house, your office is beautiful. It's a nice looking office. I don't know if I would use the word beautiful. I would probably say nice, me personally. But yafeh means all of that. So if Yafeh is used by a table, Shulchan Yafeh is a nice table or beautiful table. Depends on what you modify. Okay, go with the next line. Go from right to left. The next line, not the next line. Go across now. Baruch, the next two words.
תלמידים רציניים.
And the translation?
Something, the students,
Okay. What you got to do is go over that chart.
students want.
Just look at page 105. Find the word Ritziniyim.
Oh, serious.
If you see that word as the last word, but then again, you weren't here for the last session of the class, so maybe that's an explanation why we're not doing it more quickly. Ritziniyim is serious. So Talmidim Ritziniyim is serious students. Or you can translate as a predicate. Students are serious. Yeah, there are two translations here. One is the predicate. The predicate will have it the noun first, and then the verb is or are, and then the adjective, or put your adjective before the noun. So Talmidim Ritziniyim can either be serious students or students are serious. Students, not the students. Take the next line, Baruch.
Okay. משרת יפה תלמיד טוב.
Good. Talmid Tov translates?
Into a good student.
A good student. Yeah, okay, you got it. A good student. Talmid Tov, a good student, or a student is good. All right. The next two lines. Go, Yirmiyahu.
We say, Yafa Hanut, maybe?
Okay, you got the word safa, and the adjective is read as yafeh or yafa.
Yafa?
That's right. And why did you go with yafa, not yafeh?
Is it masculine?
Well, if it's masculine, then it should be yafeh. Okay, just think of the word safa. Safa is spelled with a kamatz underneath the sin, a kamatz underneath the fe, and that's the marker. Safa ends with a kamatze, the word is feminine, and yafa will therefore be its adjective. Now, what if you have to make the plural of this? Even if you have never seen the plural, what you do is you follow the rules of grammar I try to teach you again and again. If a word ends with a kamatze, then the plural, unless it's unusual, will end with a cholam tav. So you have the word safa with a sin, not with a samech. The safa, the kamatze, is now replaced by the cholam tav, safot. Safa is a good word to know. It means language. Everyone sitting in this room here speaks at least two languages. You all speak English, and you all have another language going, whether it's Spanish or some Hebrew, etc. Your professor has three languages that I can easily, well, I won't say easily, but certainly can fall into.
You speak Russian good?
I speak Hebrew. I have spoken Hebrew. I've written in Hebrew. I did a whole book which I edited, which is strictly in Hebrew. So I have some knowledge of Hebrew. And I'm not talking biblical Hebrew at all. I'm talking about modern Hebrew. Yiddish was the language that was spoken in my parents' household, mainly because of my grandfather, who knew not one word of English, not one word. And then it was English. And then the English I had was taught by European rabbis, I guess, at least the yeshiva part of my education. So that English was not necessarily the best English either. And I got corrected immediately. It's interesting. I went to a day school, Yeshiva Salant in the Bronx, New York, as we called it, and we had our Talmudic lessons, our biblical lessons, conducted in English and in Yiddish, I might add. Then I go into an English class taught by Catholic teachers, not Jewish, Catholic teachers, who corrected our Yiddish English right away. So I was that type of confused person at first. That's true of all the European immigrants. They pick up several languages, and eventually you create your own language, I guess, or you just develop. Okay, people, enough of that. All right, so I have here Safa Yafa. Okay, next one, go across.
Cross, right?
All right, 1 minute. You're doing Safa Yafa. Now read across.
Yeah, I noticed Rezio.
Are we reading the same line?
Yeah, right across.
The Samach Pei Resh, how would you read those three letters?
Yeah, I don't know the word for clerkship. You know, like, you see what it's, I know it says serious clerkship, but I don't know the word for clerkship.
He's one line, it's the line above it. You should read.
No. Read the line that you're on right now. You are on line number 3. If I take the example of the teacher first, then the second line is that of the student. You're reading now line number 3. Safa Yafa, you already read. Good. You now go across and read the next 2 words.
Oh. It would be katan.
Well, before you read the katan word, what about the noun? Hebrew goes from right to left. What you did was to read the adjective. That's right. Say it again.
Sefer katan.
Okay. You're almost there. Sefer is not the word. Well, maybe it is. You say sefer. Sefer. Okay, sefer. Okay, sefer. All right, sefer. Sefer. Now notice how I'm saying it. Sefer instead of sefer. Why? So 1 second now. Why so? That medial sere, again, something nobody really stresses. Remember the 3 medial vowels: the medial cholam, the medial sere, and the medial kamatz. The medial cholam always gets stressed wherever it occurs in the word. The medial sere, a good deal of the time, let's say 9 out of 10 times, where you see a sere, you hit the syllable that has the sere. The kamatz can either be accented or one place removed. In the case of sefer, notice how I'm saying it, sefer. I'm not pronouncing the word as sefer. I see that sere. Sere draws the emphasis. Sefer. And among the Ashkenazim, this is already a field day for them because they have a tendency of not hitting the last syllables to begin with, whatever it is, the last syllable. They like to hit the syllables before. So for an Ashkenazi, sefer is very normal for them to say. It's the Sephardic pronunciation that we're concerned about in Hebrew. Anyway, the word sefer means book, so your line has sefer. So I get my glasses on, katan, and Yirmiyahu translate for us. Sefer katan would mean what? A little book, okay. Or a small book. Again, here goes a question. The word katan is either little or small. What word would you use in your English phrase to be accurate when you describe a book? Do you say it's a small book or it's a little book? I don't know. A little book, I guess, could be a book that's very small. Small, again, deals with height. What about a book that's small that has 1,000 pages? Is it a big book as a result? Do you determine the length or the size or description of a book by the pages they're in, despite the the shape of the book? See what happens? Nobody asks questions like that. They'll say little or small, interchangeably. And what about people? I'm a small guy, I'm a short guy, I'm a little guy. I guess all 3 words would be appropriate. But somebody with good English grammar would say, excuse me, it is not the same word. You got to use a different phraseology. That's what happens when you have academic purity and spoken reality. And it's the latter that we all fall into. Nobody knows pure English. And how much more so if we don't have pure English going, how can you expect us to have pure Hebrew going? Unless you have an instructor that tries to guide you in that area. All right, one more line. Go, Yirmiyahu.
Halito?
Okay, Hanuyot.
Plural story, right?
Just a minute. Yirmiyahu, do you see the word Hanuyot? The plural of the word Hanut. The word for store, the plural is Hanuyot. She cites that above with her feminine plural example in that first paragraph above. Say the word Hanuyot.
Haniyot.
That's it. When you say it, you have a good Hebrew sound to it. And now, what about the word for nice, or beautiful, or handsome?
Yafa?
Yafa is a form of it, but what's written in the text is the plural of that word Yafa because it's modifying a plural feminine noun.
Okay, so Yafa. Wait, Yafa.
Look again. Does it say Yafa or Yafot?
Yafot.
Okay. Okay. Or at least you're looking at the right word, but somehow the oath did not come across to you. Hanayot Yafot. And translation means what?
Pretty store.
All right, pretty stores, nice stores, whatever. All right, you got one more to give you a little relaxation. The next one. Again, it's familiarity with the word, which apparently we don't have yet. Baruch, could you read that next one?
Yeah, Pakidot Retziniriyot.
All right, he's got the pakidot, but not exactly pakidot.
Pakidut?
No, you don't, no, 1 second now. You got the oath ending, but the kamatz need to pay is what's going to be questioned. But before I do that, Baruch, read the word for serious, the adjective with this word.
Adjective for serious. Okay. Is
Go to the bottom of that page before, and you'll see it. Does it say Retzinim?
For masculine?
No, it's a feminine word, pakidot.
Oh, okay. So it should be Retziniyot.
Okay. All right, let me tell what's going on with two of you in this classroom. Number one, you got to recognize the word. If the word has never been seen by you before, it's going to be difficult. But at least by looking at the word, it ends with a cholam tav, and you're going to assume the word is feminine plural. And the adjective also has a cholam tav at the end, which qualifies that the word is feminine and plural. So you look at the chart of the adjective she has on the page before, you look at 4 forms, and you take the one that's feminine plural, ritziniot. Now, regarding the word pakid, it's a word I've seen with you before. I remember it very clearly. The word is pei kuf dalet. And let me make sure you understand this word. Just 1 minute. The first thing you do is get down the spelling correctly. Pei kuf dalet. The second thing you do is the Garber method. Any words that have the same root letters are somehow connected. The shoresh, which means the root, pei kuf dalet, has to deal with inspection, inspection, inspection. And so the word pikida, well, first of all, pakid, forget about pakida. Pakid is the masculine singular that translates as inspector. The kamatz is accented or one place removed from the accent. Pakid has 2 syllables. The accent is on the last syllable. How much more so? A long vowel close is irregular, needs to draw the accent. I then make the word feminine by adding a kamatse. This kamatz now is 1, 2, 2 places removed from the accent, and so reduces to a shvana. Pikida is feminine singular, and the same thing will be true of the plural, pikidim and pikidot. That kamatz now is a shvana. Originally, it was a kamatz when it's one place removed from the accent. It reduces to a shvana when it's several places removed from the accent. It means inspection. And if somebody indeed is an inspector, I guess you call him a pakid. A pakid is an inspector. That's it. An inspector gets identified by, I guess, his badge. But there are other inspectors in Hebrew. If you deal with meat and inspect whether the meat is kosher or not, and there are debates over this or that or that, this, such an inspector is called what, Baruch?
It's
A mashkiach. The word mashkiach, get down another word. In Yirmiyahu, this is important for you to pick up. A new word now, mashkiach. A mashkiach is a religious inspector, for want of better English. A mashkiach is one who supervises over kosher foods, objects, items, etc. A mashkiach. We normally use that word with food items. Notice how I spell it. The mem has a patach, closed by the shvanach on the shin. The gimel gets a dagesh kal. Make a careful letter following a consonant, same thing as following shvanach, is plosive. Then you have the stolen patach. You don't pronounce the word as mashkicha, it's mashkiach. If you like to meet a mashkiach, say hello to Hannah and meet her husband. I understand he's a mashkiach at a pizza place on Burbank Boulevard. Or if you don't want to get personal, go to Rouse. Rouse on the second floor has a whole kosher section. And where the meats are, there's a gentleman that works there who is the mashkiach.
On Ventura?
Yes, yeah.
Well, what's the cross street? Ventura Van Nuys or?
On Ventura and Hazeltine, I guess. Yeah. Yeah, on the second floor of Rouse, they have the largest kosher section over Cambridge, not Cambridge, over Gelson's and that other one called Providential, or whatever it's called. It's a nice section, and the Mashiach is always there. I've met him a number of times. And if you really are concerned, Eli will be very proud about it. The Mashkiach is a Farsi. And these Persians are very, very particular. Don't shake your head, Eli. Anyway, people, I got to tell you this. I happened to see a video yesterday of the 10 most populated towns that are Jewish in America. Town number 3 or 2 is Beverly Hills. There's so many Jews living in Beverly Hills, and they made it a point they're all Persians. Persian Jews have literally dominated Beverly. I know that for a fact, but now you know there's that many. They're the mayor, they're this, they're that, they're that. They all live in Beverly Hills there. Kol HaKavod, they left Iran in 1978 when there was the Khomeini, revolution, I guess. All right, enough for the Persians at this moment. Let's hope everything goes okay there. All right, I'm back to my Hebrew right now. All right, we're doing this slowly, but it's important that you pick up some new Hebrew, some spelling words properly, etc. All right, Eli, why don't you pick up with the next lines? Okay, when Eli reads, there's going to be a certainty of correctness, so I want to slow it down a little bit. Talmidah Tovah, the word Talmidah, feminine singular. Tov would not be used because that's masculine, so Tovah. Eli, translate for us Talmidah Tovah.
A good student.
Okay, a good student, or the other translation, a student is good. Tamshich, continue.
Bait Yashan, an old house.
That's right. That word Yashan means old. If I say Yashain, as I told you the other day, that means sleeping. And that word Yashan, make sure you don't confuse it with Zakain. Zakain is old regarding an animate force, like a human being is old, Zakain. If it's something inanimate, not living, then you use the word yashan. Continue.
מורה חדש. מורה חדש.
Mora Chadash.
A new teacher.
Wait a minute. You have a gender problem?
Huh?
I'm asking, do you have a gender problem?
No. Oh, it's more.
Okay.
Moret.
More.
Yeah, more.
Yeah. I mean, admittedly, the mem vav resh shay can be read as more mora. But I raised the issue, how come he said mora? When the adjective gives it away, the adjective will tell you if it's male or female. So I see the word chadash, it has to be the noun more. Continue.
עבודה משעממת.
Translate.
Boring work.
That's right. The word misha'amemet. To make sure you get the spelling correctly, look at page 105. Misha'amemet. And again, I told you that the word should be mishamemet, and then the opening, the secondary opening of the chata patach, which explains why the patach hanita shin is a short vowel. It appears no dagesh chazak in the next letter. How is that possible? And Garber gave you the explanation. Originally it was closed by a shvanach, which opened up. The laryngeal letters with a shvanach have a tendency of not holding the shvanach. It's called secondary opening.
Ma'ashamat would be the
Misha'amemet.
Misha Mehmet.
Yes.
That's what it is, right? Thank you.
What's your question, Baruch?
No, what it was. Now I see.
Okay. The word is a good word to know. First of all, the spelling of the word is very questionable when you look at it. I just explained why you had a problem there. And the word means boring. Misha'amim. Take the masculine singular. Misha'amim. Boring. And it fits the word avodah. Work is boring. The word avodah can mean work done by labor. The word avodah can also mean work that's religious service, I might add. Baruch and Eli are aware of that. Religion that's not Judaism, as Judaism understands Judaism, is called Avodah Zarah. It's called a strange ritual, strange work. So the word Avodah has multiple meanings. It doesn't just mean physical work, it also means spiritual belief, I guess, or rituals. All right, take one more line, Ellie.
Okay. Studentim tovim.
Means what?
Good students.
You say great students?
Good, good.
Good. Okay, continue.
אורחות, אורחת, טובה,
And that means what?
good guests.
Okay, at least you got the translation. Orachat, orachat, orachat. Orachat is a guess. A guess. The word is orachat. First, the spelling of that word, orachat. Eli, I believe, got the right translation, but the actual word itself is orachat. Let me double check to see what we have there. Yeah. Okay, the spelling of the word orachat. Some of these words are so basic, it's good that you pick them up as vocabulary words. Orachat. To begin with, let me give you the masculine singular. Oreach is the masculine singular. Oreach, with the stolen patach phenomenon. Oreach is a guess. The feminine is orachat. If it were possible, orechet, but the het letter will convert the segos into patachs. And then the plural forms are orachim, and the feminine plural, orachot. And a rule of Hebrew grammar, if your plural has male and female together, if there's one masculine entity in the plural, then the plural goes masculine. It could be 19 women and one male, you go masculine. You don't go feminine by the numbers of females to the subject. And from that word oreach, you get the word meal, arucha. Arucha is a meal. Ochel is food. What's fascinating is that word aruha, meal, has the same shoresh as the word guest. And a classic example of what it is, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, you're to love your neighbor as yourself, is that at your apartment or house or however you live, you know, there's a knock on the door. Joe, how you doing? Could I come in? Joe, we're about to have some supper. Come back later. Knock on the door. Yirmiyahu, can I please come in? That's love your neighbor as yourself. You don't shut the door before a neighbor. I find this type of association to be part of what I would call basic Judaism. And you get a hell of a lot of it next fall semester. That's why I want Christians in particular, particularly those into Judaism now. It's a wonderful kesher between the word meal and guest. And you went through Pesach. You know what the first paragraph of the Passover Haggadah is? All who are hungry, come knock on the door, come inside. And the same thing is true about the Sukkah. We don't do this anymore, but there are communities that do. Chabad prides itself in doing this. At least that's part of the official jargon. I mean, I see it every time. I get newsletters from them. It's a nice behavior pattern. Okay, back to my reading of Hebrew right now. So the word is oracha tova. It means a good guess. Okay, the next readings. Baruch.
Okay.
Just try to read. Don't worry about the adjectives. Just go at it.
And it's red, mena'im,
Okay, well, wait a minute. We've got to, every time you read, I'm afraid we have to correct a little bit. The word is concert. Concert. That word concert is not a good Hebrew word. If it is Hebrew, it's not really. It's borrowed into language from, I guess, the international word concert. So concert in your English language there, concert in the Hebrew language. Now the next word, try to get that word down. Me'anyen. Me'anyen. And that word means interesting. Read it again, Baruch.
Okay, me'anyen. Okay, so it would be, okay, konetzeret me'anayim.
All right. Concert me'anyen.
Oh, okay. Concert
Me'anyen.
me'anyen.
Okay. Read the next two words.
Okay. Haniyot, koniyot.
All right, the chanuyot you finally got down, but the word katan, feminine plural, try it again.
Katanot.
Kitanot. Okay, not katanot, kitanot. And here's another good example of knowing that Hebrew syllabication. Again, I can't expect you to do it as you're reading, but when you have that moment, and Baruch, I know you're very serious about the Hebrew. And by the way, I finally got that question you're asking to translate that phrase. I will do that now that I know that you're asking the question. And during the break, I'll write it out for you. Okay, just 1 minute now. The word katan. Again, this is where it's so important to know the words. Katan. Katan has a kamatz here. When you make the word feminine, you're adding a kamatze. And so this kamatz here is going to reduce the shvana. The second kamatz is going to stick around because it's one place removed from the accent. So it's ketanim, ketanot, ketana, ketanim, ketanot, where you leave a kamatz underneath the tet letter, but the kamatz under the first letter has reduced to a shvana. Again, it's not guesswork. There's a reason why the kamatz becomes a shvana when you increase that word now by a syllable. It's several places removed from the accent, so it cannot be and reduces. So the word chanuyot is kitanot. Okay, continue. Take the next line.
Okay, so the next one would be Mishradim.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Gedolim, no?
You got Misradim and
Mishradim, Gedolim,
very good. Wait a minute. Misradim Gedolim.
Gedolim.
Oh, wait a minute, Baruch. Something is happening to you right now.
Saying the Ashkenazi.
That's exactly. What the hell is wrong with you?
Why not?
You're not going to go Ashkenazi on me. You're not going to say Gedolim.
Gedolim.
Otherwise, I'll send you to Chabad and I'll tell Kuna to lock you up somewhere. No Ashkenazi Hebrew here.
Gedolim.
Okay? Gedolim. I
Gedolim.
can almost see you talk to Rabbi Gabbai. Gedolim. He'll kick you out so fast you won't know he hit you. Okay, wait a minute. What does Misradim Gedolim mean? Any idea?
Something big. I don't know what Mishradim is.
Is Eli going to be the only one? Eli, what's Misrad?
My mind is trying to believe.
Okay, here's a problem. Misrad is an office. OFFICE. All right, get that word down. That word is so important.
Big opposite.
Yeah, well, naturally, but let's just get the word down first. I'm not sure if she gave us these words, but I cannot believe that she has not. Wait a minute. Otherwise, why would she use them this way? The word misrad is office. Misrad is office. And again, go over what I said at the beginning of the class hour. This is the absolute form of the word. An office, an office, an office, AM we say. The definite stated in the noun, the office, hamisrad. And then the construct office of, that kamatz becomes the patach. Misrad with a patach, not with a kamatz. All right, but the word misrad is a good word to know. The difficulty with words like misrad, do you spell it with a sin? And yes, you do in this case. Or is it with a samech, which has the same sound as a samech and sin today are pronounced the same way? That's one way of saying you better know the word first, print it out for you with vocalization, and then when you master it, then you can feel comfortable without vowels and without a book in front of you to spell. Okay, back to that word, Misradim Gedolim. Next phrase is particularly selected for you, Baruch.
Isha, right?
Okay. It's not just any Isha. She's a.
Not.
Oh, no.
Let me see. Let me look at that one.
Listen to Eli. He said Ma'anyenet. Baruch, if you cannot say Ma'anyenet, Me'anyenet. Not Me'anyenet, Ma'anyenet. Okay, let's try that again. Let's look at that word. I want you all to see that word. It is the third word from the bottom on page 105. And notice what Edna Coffin normally does not do. She puts a marker, the accent marker, in her way of writing Hebrew, over that second to last syllable to make it very clear to Israelis and everybody else. You don't say Ma'anyenet, it's Ma'anyenet, Ma'anyenet. Baruch, do you see that? Do you see that marker over that en?
Yeah.
Okay, that's her way of saying, please don't forget that. When you don't have any marker like that, why even assume does the second to last syllable get an accent? It looks like a segol with a yud that follows, which implies a long vowel. So why the hell does it have to be accented? A long vowel, if it's a closed syllable, yeah. But an open syllable, no. And the problem is that double yud there. That yud is really not necessary with Ma'anyenet. Or maybe it is. But then look at Ma'anyanim. Look at Ma'anyanim, as I did the other day. That yud has a shva under it, followed by another yud. For what purpose? A yud closing a shva na? That's not possible. Again, it's writing without vowels and then putting vowels in afterwards. Isha ma'anyenet. And for you to make a contact somewhere, make sure you know how to say ani, I'm looking for ani rotse isha ma'anyenet. Otherwise, you'll get a regular type of woman who will smack you around.
That's an Israeli woman, right?
I didn't get you, Baruch.
Persian.
Oh, really?
Persian, no.
They're not that.
Italy is more.
No.
They're not Sephardic, huh?
No, the Persian women, they have their ways, I'm sure. Hannah definitely. She acts what I would think a very religious Persian woman. No context. Just take it easy. She's so grateful for the tapes, by the way. She wrote me a little note saying thank you so much.
Oh,
Well, when she comes to class, I'll mention that you're responsible for it.
it doesn't matter, but does she like them?
No, apparently. And she's learning, or her husband's probably looking at it too. I don't know. No, it's very good. No, Baruch, you did very well. We'll clean it up a little bit. Don't worry. Let me go back to my Hebrew right now. Okay, just 1 minute. Yeah, I let you say it because you're definitely the doctor. You went to class last week, but you also saw a Rofei. Give us the expression, a good doctor. Baruch?
Okay, Rofei Tov.
That's right, Rofei Tov. And now the next line, or the next two words.
Nesim Ketinot.
Kitanot. Okay, what you should be doing, and everybody as well, is at home say the words out loud as you try to read the adjectives.
It's Nisim or Nishim? Nisim, right?
It's Nashim.
Oh, Nashim.
Nashim, the plural for the word Isha. Isha is a woman. Isha also means wife. So the Nashim here could be women most probably, not wives. And the word Ketanot. Okay, Yirmiyahu, the next lines.
Would it be
Shiur, yes. Ma'anyen. Ma'anyen. Okay, Shiur Ma'anyen means what?
Interesting lesson.
That's right. Very good. Interesting lesson, or the other translation, a lesson is interesting. Next one, Yirmiyahu.
What's the word for city?
Okay, that first word, you have any idea what what's referring to?
I think it's referred to a city or something. City, right?
That's right. The word for cities in the plural. All right, you might have the translation, but what about the pronunciation?
Arim.
That's right. Okay, well, somehow you got it out of you. Arim.
Arim. Yafo.
That's it. And that translates as?
Oh, beautiful city.
Okay, that word arim, let me go over that word again. I'm going over words multiple times, I guess because I feel that somewhere along the way the word will stay with us and not just simply be guessed at. The word arim, the singular is the word ear. This is a classic example where you have the singular and the plural to be of two genders. So it appears whenever you see something like that, the rule of thumb, you follow the gender of the singular. Ear looks like masculine. Well, wait a minute, Garber. Ear looks masculine. Irene looks masculine. The word should be masculine. What's the disputation here? So why does she have the word yafot? Because there's the other problem of Hebrew. There are several words, not many, Baruch Hashem, or Todah La'el if you want, that have this problem where both the singular and plural appear to be of one gender, but a word is indeed of another gender. Ir, arim look masculine, but the word is treated as a feminine word. And a rule of thumb, I can be very exact about that, names of places, names of cities, countries, boroughs, whatever place name you want to name, are treated as feminine, not as masculine words. So New York is Yafa. San Francisco, Yafa. Los Angeles, Yafa. Well, they all sound masculine, the names, but they're all Yafa, Yafa, Yafa. It's just a rule of thumb. The same thing is true of abstract nouns. The tendency is to give them a feminine gender. Okay, so Arim Yafot. Continue, Mr. Yirmiyahu.
That is, you read, Rexini.
Oh, you got Ritsini, but what about the word before? Are you reading the adjective before the noun? Read the noun first. Go from right to left. Does Aleph Yud Shin look familiar at all? Is the word masculine or feminine?
Oh, Rexini, that's feminine.
What tells you it's feminine when you see Aleph Yud Shin and followed by the adjective Ritsini?
Oh, I think Rexini is feminine.
Well, let's take a look at page 105.
Yeah.
Do you notice the chart there? The singular masculine is Ritsini. The singular feminine is Ritzinit. So let's ask again, is Ritzini singular masculine?
It's singular masculine.
That's right. So that word is a masculine word. But the word Ritzini is serious, but what is it manifying? That Aleph Yud Shin, no idea what it is. And go ahead, try. Give me how you try. Okay, how have you done? All right, Ellie, how would you read that word?
Ish.
Ish. Stop right there. Yirmiyahu, any idea of the word ish?
That's not woman.
Ish what?
That's not woman. Isha. No, that's
Isha is a female woman. If Isha is woman, Ish is the masculine word, male. All right. Ish Ritzini, a serious man. I look at that word Ish, not that it's related, but if I get this thought in my mind, why not share it? There's another word spelled Aleph Shin. The word we're looking at is Aleph Yud Shin. The word Aleph Shin by itself is vocalized with a tsere. Aish. Aish is fire. And I guess, Baruch, you can say that about men. They don't get their way after a while. They're frustrated. Fire burns in them. There's no connection. It's just a way of remembering a word. Ish Ritzini. I can give this word to Mr. Baruch. But first, let me have you try it. The next two words.
Oh,
Come on.
Midbah.
That's it, Midbah.
I know this. Gadol.
You got it. Midbah Gadol means what?
Gadol. Large kitchen.
you understand, Yirmiyahu, how your professor works? It was maybe 5 or 10 minutes ago, not more than that. I cited you as the example of the knock on the door and the Orea. It's because you're going to have the ability to read without any hesitation. Midbach Gadol. You have a large kitchen. At least your neighbors tell you that. And they scream at you, why are you shutting the door? The fact that you're eating, that door should be open up for everybody. What you're going to do today, my good friend Yirmiyahu, is that when you sit in your kitchen, you're going to think Hebrew. This is my midbach. I like my midbach. The only thing is my professor doesn't know what he's talking about. I have midbach katan. I don't have a gadol. Baruch, you're the one with a big kitchen. That big kitchen is going to be a Beit Tefillah one day. It's going to be a Beit Knesset.
It is, that's what I'm doing.
Do I know what I'm
That's
talking
what
about?
I'm doing.
As far as Ellie's concerned, he doesn't want to know about the kitchen because that means he's got to clean up all the time. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share with you a Nes Gadol. Today, my wife and I finally finished packing away the Passover stuff. It took all this time. I said, Susan, what the hell is going on here? Can't eat in half this kitchen anymore. We got to put the stuff away. My house runs on all kinds of different schedules, I guess. But thank goodness it's been taken care of just this morning. Okay, the last line. Ellie, why don't you read it for us?
Makom Misha'amem,
Translate.
boring place. A boring place.
That's right. Makom is place. Misha'amem is boring. Makom Misha'amem, a boring place. And finally, the last two words.
Malon Chadash, new apartment.
A new,
New
well, I guess you can do that, but it's probably being too loose with it. Malone is a hotel
hotel.
or motel or whatever you want to call it. The word malone. Let me just get that word down. I don't know if she introduced that word or not. She probably did. The word malone. The word malone, let's just give you some kind of further contact. Malone itself comes from the Hebrew shoresh lamed vav nun. The verb lamed vav nun is an ayin vav verb. We have not seen the conjugation of ayin vav, ayin yud verbs yet. The verb means to spend the night, to spend an overnight. So the infinitive lalun is, where were you? I spent an overnight. Lanti, I spent an overnight by my friend. Lalun, to spend an overnight. So for the word lalun, I guess they get the word malon. Malon is where do you spend overnight? It's a place called a hotel, or most people like to use the word motel, a malon. And then the other word that gets confused with it is the word milah. Milah, spelled with a dagesh chazak and a lamed. Milah is the word word. And this is a good example where the singular looks feminine, but the plural looks very feminine, milim. Milim is the plural of milah. And once you have a word that has singular and plural of two different genders, you follow the gender of the singular. Milah tova, milim tovot. And then I guess you can ask the question, Baruch, you spend an overnight at a malon? What did you do there? All you can say is, I took out a dictionary of Milon. Yeah, let's get the other one now. Milon is a dictionary. And I read a dictionary at the Malon.
Is it also like, the Ohel?
How's that?
Ohel?
Oh, yeah, Ohel.
Because Habakkuk was the Ohel.
Well, Ohel basically, wait a minute. Ohel basically means a tent. T-E-N-T. Yeah, let's get some of these words out. Wait a minute, you're going too fast. How's that?
The no-tell motel, the no-tell Ohel.
Well, you can say that too. Okay, Ohel, spelled with a hey. Don't confuse. Well, what you can say is, I was at the Ohel to eat Ohel. You want to be cute about your Hebrew? Ohel with a chaf letter is food. Ohel is with a hey letter is tent, Tent. A malone is whatever, a hotel, a motel, coming from the word to spend the evening, lalun, spend an overnight. And then naturally, before you go to sleep, what the hell else were you doing? Or who you're sleeping with is another question. You can simply say, at the Malone, I was reading a Malone, a dictionary. It's fascinating how the three letters seem to have that unusual connection. And that word Malone can also mean an inn, INN. Well, not really. No, I shouldn't say that. I'm thinking of the word Aksanya. Get down another word, Aksanya. By virtue of how I'm saying the word and by virtue of how many syllables the word seems to have, three syllables, but it's that Kamas Aleph giveaway. Words with a Kamas Aleph would be Aramaic. Aksanya is an N, INN. And why, Professor, are you bringing up this word? Because I think of Yirmiyahu. There is an unusual story. I don't know where it comes from. I read it from one of the major Sephardic rabbis in New York City. There goes that phone again. And watch what I'm about to say. I remember the occasion. It was New Year's Day, secular New Year's Day, January 1st, several years ago. I wish we had the COVID business, whatever. A Sephardic Orthodox rabbi wrote a story about Yeshua. Unusual. Where Jesus, like us in the classroom, was trying to learn rabbinics. There's a Talmudic story. I don't know where the hell it's found. Or a rabbinic story. I don't think this rabbi made it up. And he would always come into the classroom and he always paid attention. Yeshua is Aramaic. He was learning Ivrit. At one point, the rabbi was telling the students, we're not going to have class next Tuesday. In fact, it's Lag BaOmer is not the reason why. Just not going to have classes. They asked the rabbi, why not? He says, I have to be away at an Aksanya. At an Aksanya. Yeshua got a little disturbed. Rabbi, you cannot go to an Aksanya. You cannot go to an inn. What are you going to do there? When a teacher does that, be quiet, go away. Yeshua was very disturbed. Does he not know what an Aksanya is? Jesus was trying to prevent his teacher from doing something wrong. The next day, so goes the story, the rabbi was saying the Shema. When you say the Shema, there's a tradition of covering your eyes and going this way. Jesus walks in when the rabbi is saying his tefillot, his prayers. He walked in when he was saying the Shema. The rabbi's hand went like this. Yirmiyahu, if you're not familiar with these traditions, you probably would interpret it as, he's sending me away. Jesus turned his back, bent his body, walked to the door, and never returned. He was trying to help his teacher. The teacher was trying to tell him, go away now. I'm saying the prayers. And the prayers recited were the Shema. I am not exaggerating the story. It was written by a Sephardic rabbi on New Year's Day a couple of years ago. And for Baruch and for Eli, let that be a lesson. There are Christians who feel they want to learn the Shema. Why are you sending them away? Telling them to study on your own. Yirmiyahu, I'm not quite sure how you take that story. But Jesus wants to learn and is dismissed. You can almost see how you have two different cultures now developing. I think that was the purpose of that story. So a Sephardic rabbi wrote that story up. It was published. I saw it. And it left an impression on me. Aksanya is an inn. Malon is the Hebrew word, I guess.
There's also another story.
And then, wait a minute, what do you have in your hotels? I don't know if they still have this anymore. If you open up the drawer of one of the, of the drawers there, you'll find a Bible. And the Bible you'll find is the King James Version. Except if you go to the Hyatt hotels, you'll find another book. And you're not even aware of it. The Quran? No. The Torah? No. The Book of the Mormons. You have the Book of the Mormons together with the Old and New Testament, two books available in the Hyatt Hotel. And the reason why, I believe it's the Hyatt, is because the owners of that hotel chain are practicing Mormons. You go to a hotel in Israel, I doubt very much if there's a Sefer Torah. By that I mean a book. I don't know. All right, people, I think we covered most of this right now. No, we have not. Yes, we did, Malon Hadash. Okay, we still have time. I want to do another page with you. We are going very slow with this, but I guess it's important. The next line or the next page has HaSefer HaTov HaNashim HaYafot. Notice the translation, the good book, and the pretty women. The difference is what? The noun now has a definite article. If the noun is in a definite state and the adjective is in a definite state, then the translation is the adjective and the noun, the good book. The other possibility is to have the noun with a definite article and the adjective without the definite article. HaSefer Tov translates as the book is good. So you have all kinds of translations. If I say Sefer Tov, it will be a good book or a book is good. If I say HaSefer HaTov, it can only be the good book. If I say HaSefer Tov, then it's the book is good. And that's what she's trying to show here, I guess. And that word Hanashim, again, don't be thrown by the fact that the word Nashim looks like a masculine word. The word is feminine by virtue of its singular Isha. Okay, Eli, why don't you start off reading the first three lines?
סיפור מעניין. הסיפור המעניין.
Translate Sipur Manyin.
Interesting story.
A what? You probably said, I don't hear you.
An interesting story.
An interesting story. And translate as Sipur HaManyin.
The story. That's interesting.
Okay, in your case, you're going to have to learn translations. Hasipur HaManyin, the interesting story. Look at her example above. Don't add the word that or stuff like that. Hasipur HaManyin, the interesting story. Redeem yourself. Next line.
ספר משעמם. הספר המשעמם.
Translate Hasefa Mishamim.
The boring book.
Okay. Next line.
רופא טוב. הרופא הטוב. The good doctor.
Okay, and that word harofe, again, we went over so many times. Make sure you know how to point your hey letter. The hey letter will be pointed with a kamatz before laryngeal letters, which cannot take the zagesh chazak, the aleph, the ayin, the hey, the chet letter, and also the resh. So the word harofe is spelled with a kamatz because the resh letter cannot be doubled. All right, so otherwise you got your translations down. Take one more.
רופאים חדשים. רופאים חדשים. הרופאים החדשים.
That's right, harofeim hachadashim.
The new doctors.
Okay. The hey letter, by the way, before a laryngeal letter chet, the tendency is not to increase the kamatz, the patach to a kamatz. Leave it as a patach with the understanding it is potentially closed. But then again, you got to be careful. If laryngeal letter, I'm repeating myself so many times, has a minu kamatz under it, as in the case of Hadash, and the hey letter is pointed with a single Hey Hadash. Okay. What
Wasn't this part of the homework?
How's that?
No,
Wasn't this part of the homework?
no.
I'm not hearing you.
Wasn't this part of the homework?
Okay. Bring in something. Now, let me make the announcement right now. On Thursday, the gentleman that came in that gave you the questionnaire, he's going to sit down with me, and he's already raised the question, do I not give exams in class? I told him, no, I do not. It's a small group here, but my students write assignments at home. Whatever you did so far, just bring it in on Thursday. Let me show him some of your work,
Oh,
and that will be sufficient.
I thought it was due today.
You can bring it today too.
Okay, well, I have everything.
No, if you have it, then bring that in. Yes, let me have something. Yeah, it was due today. Whatever. This class is so small. Whenever you can bring it in soon, will be fine. Main thing is let me show them that we do some writing in this classroom. All right, I still want to do this thing because I'm afraid with the break it's going to really be a problem. We'll do it. Okay, the word rofim chadashim, harofim hachadashim. All right, the next three. Baruch.
Hayim ma'asham.
What about Sefer Gadol?
Oh, okay. Sefer Gadol, ha-Sefer ha-Gadol.
Continue.
Hayim ma'ashim, hayim ha-ma'asamanim.
Okay, first it's Chayim, not Chayim, HaChayim. So the first time you read it as Chayim Misha'amimim, which means boring life, and then HaChayim, Ham Misha'amimim, the boring life. Take the next one.
Orachim tovim, ha-orachim ha-tovim.
The next one.
Nisim ma'aniyot.
No, read that word again. The word, let me hear it.
Nashim.
That's it, Nashim.
That's women. Okay. Ma'aniyot.
Okay, convert it now to the interesting women.
Anasim ha-ma'aniyot.
Hama'anyanot. Okay, not bad. Go, Yirmiyahu. Kibbutz, yeah.
That's it.
What's the adjective? The word for old. Yashan. All right, it's not the Yashanot. You don't have that oath ending. It's just Yashanim. Kibbutz is a masculine singular noun, and so it's Yashan. How do you say the old kibbutz? Okay, HaKibbutz Hayashan. You add the hey in front of the noun and the adjective. HaKibbutz Hayashan. All right, take the next one.
That would be
Now read the noun as you see it. Don't add the hey yet.
Oh,
The line underneath Kibbutz Yashan.
and let's see, it's Universita.
That's it. Universita.
Universita Gadol.
But does it say Gadol? Look. Do you see that Lamed has a hey after it? So it's feminine.
Okay, that.
Gadol is masculine.
Gadolah.
That's it. Gedolah. Got to overcome the hesitation. Universitat Gedolah. How do you now say the large university?
Hey, Universita. Hey, Gadolah.
Okay. Ha Universita
Universita.
Ha Gedolah.
Gadolah.
Take one more.
He said was Irene.
The word is ear.
Earring. Patan.
All right. Again, Gedolah. That word Gedolah is there. You're reading the line that has ear and then Gimel Daled Vav Lamed Hey. Ir Gedolah, a large city.
Oh, okay. Irene. Irene. Gadolah, right?
Now, well, converted. How do you say the large city?
Oh, the large city. You say. Hey, Gadolah.
Add the hey in front of the ear, so it's ha ear ha Gedolah. Okay, and for the spelling purposes, the hey has a kamatz under it before the word ear, and the hey has a patach under it before the word Gedolah. The Gemel can take a dagesh v'zak. All right, so Ellie, continue with the next one.
Are you guys? Sorry, I wasn't paying attention.
Okay.
Are you with us, Ellie?
No, I'm not.
It's the fifth one from the bottom up. On 107?
ערים קטנות, ערים קטנות,
Let me hear it again.
ערים קטנות,
Arim Ketanot, how do you say this small cities?
הערים הקטנות.
Okay, that's what I was afraid of. All right, dear people, try to get down at least some basic Hebrew. The word in the plural is Arim. The definite article is pointed with a segol before laryngeal letters which have a medial kamatz under it. He Arim, not Ha Arim. He Arim. I know it's hard, but you're going to have to try to get some new Hebrew into your system. Continue, Ellie.
מוזיקה יפה.
Okay,
המוזיקה היפה.
take one more.
הפקידות רציניות. הפקידות הרציניות.
That's it. Hapikidot and Haratziniot. The hay has a kamatz underneath it before the letter resh. All right, the last two. Baruch.
Okay. Mekodot Yafim. What is it? What was the first one? Mekovot?
No. The word is mikomot.
That was right.
Let him read, Ellie.
Mekomot Yafim.
Okay, mikomot yafim. Try to say the words yafim.
Yafim. Okay. Ha Mikamot Ha Yafim.
That's it. Hamikomot hayafim. And finally, that word, a new kitchen. God, Baruch.
Okay. Matova Hadash.
No, kitchen.
Miteve.
Mitbach.
Mitbach.
Mitbach. Well, say it. Say a new kitchen. Read what you see there.
Okay. Mitova, then
No, the word is midbach again.
Mitbach, and then the last one is how do you say Hidash? Hadash?
You got midbach. Now read the adjective.
I don't know how to pronounce
Chadash.
Hadash.
Surprised you don't see that word.
Mitbach Hadash.
Now say the new kitchen.
Ha Mitbach Ha Hadash.
He chadash.
Hadash.
Again, I don't know how many times I say it. We can't seem to grasp it. The chet has a kamatz under it, so the hey will be pointed with a segol. Ha midbach he chadash. My dear people, it's difficult, but I think we need to go over this orally at home a little bit. But there's no one to supervise you, so just try the best you can. All right, we'll take a break now. We'll see you 20 after, and we'll just go further with these exercises. And on Thursday, please bring in some work. Meanwhile, you can give me this thing. Okay, thank you.
This is everything.
Okay. Okay.